I don't need you not to say that. But here we go. Welcome back. We're live with the Mad Underground podcast. Your boy Brian James, and then back with my guy Snipes, Philly guy, and B Guard over to the left. So what's good, fellas?
Yeah, I'm waiting on hear what Snipes got to say. It's not like he's doing anything.
Can't hear him.
Look, he ain't even got the mic on. What? We can't hear you, bro.
Can't hear nothing he said.
Nope.
This is why we get here early for the mic check. Can he hear us?
Yeah,
He can hear us. You know he can hear
Yeah, I
us.
can hear y'all fine.
There
he
he
is.
There he goes.
There he
There
goes. Hear the golden pipes.
I
There
can't
we go.
say nothing because I've muted myself many a times on the air and had people telling me that your mic's not even on, bro. I can't hear nothing you said. I've been talking for
Yeah, I'm
5-10
tripping.
minutes. So,
I'm tripping. My bad.
but
Well,
yeah,
I'm done with my raisinets, so I'm good now.
okay. See, Philly was saying you had nuts in your mouth. So
No.
That is not what I said.
That's
You
what he
can hear
said.
everything.
Negative.
Why would you say that?
Negative.
Why would you say
He
that?
said he had a
Yeah,
mouthful of
negative.
nuts.
Negative.
You are a professional instigator.
Negative.
You always trying to start something.
Hey,
You always trying to start
I'm
something.
really about to start something today. Today's gonna be one of them days I instigate a lot of stuff. But anyways, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got Brady doing a deal with Fox. We got to talk about the Madden and FIFA separation. I mean, not Madden, but EA Sports and FIFA separation. We got to talk about what may be coming to Madden and what we know, what we don't know, and what we hope to come. And we got to talk about a particular Madden player retiring. This is going to be the interesting topic because B-Gar had a lot to say about it in the meeting. So we'll see how these conversations go. But let's start with the conversation of the retiring Madden player. So the retiring Madden player is Joke. Had a fully decorated MCS career. First all-time MCS wins, first all-time MCS major appearances, first all-time MCS games played, fourth all-time in prize money, four-time Browns club champ, and one-time Madden Bowl champ. That's a pretty good career if you want to call it quits. I would call it quits after that. What more do you have to prove? Like, what do you have to prove?
Well, I mean, you can talk about all of that. And he's decorated, highly decorated.
Definitely.
But for me, the one part that you didn't mention was how he put the punter at quarterback and won a tournament and changed the game. That is my favorite. That is my favorite thing that Joke has done by far.
Innovation, baby. Innovation.
By far. That was my greatest thing. That was my greatest thing that he's done. So, so he could have left after that. You know what I mean? But
that was definitely a mic drop.
Yeah.
he did. And you know what? Just like Tom Brady, he could unretire. You know what I'm saying? You never know. He could unretire. So
yeah, and that seems to be B-Guard's notion. That's why he has that snarky look on his face. It's like,
uh-oh.
Man, look. I'm not hating on Joke. Joke is probably one of my favorite players to watch. Just because to watch his mind just go through, like, defensively, one of the best players probably out there since the MCS started. My whole thing is, I don't think he's done. I think he still can make runs. Like, usually when somebody retires, it's because they don't got it anymore. And I don't believe that's the case with Joke. I think he's just taking a break because he wants to go do something else with his Discord, his like little his handicapping group.
Yeah.
Which, if you look at his posts, like, I mean, damn, I wish Utah would legalize gambling so I can get in on it. But I just got to see it to believe it. Like, I've seen so many people say they're not going to play the next year. They're not going to play next year. They're not going to play. They're not done with competitive Madden. And then the next year pops up and they get that hunger and they get that drive back, and then they're playing and making majors. Like,
you know who
has
that bad? Drag has that bad. Drag is notorious for saying, I'm out, and then he goes and then he pops up.
Drag hasn't played. Drag hasn't played competitively. He'll play Mutt and Stream, and he still does tips for his website.
Okay.
Like, that's a different thing. Like, but I feel like if he's done, he's had a great career. I just don't think he's done. I think maybe he just takes some time off. That's all I have to say about it. Like if it's for real the end, he had a great career. All respect to him. I think he's still got something left in the tank.
I do too. I definitely agree with that. Like Philly alluded to, he did something innovational, moving the punter, the quarterback, and or kicker, the quarterback, and doing his thing out there, proving that kind of like if you guys are gonna make the game this way, let me show you how broke it is, and it was like
And
okay,
nobody's gonna stop, and nobody can stop me.
nobody could stop it, and it was just like a black eye for talk about a black eye to the company to the
Man.
So definitely kudos to him for that. Definitely innovative and things like that. And speaking of competitive Madden, I wanted to talk about a lot of people been inboxing me about what are we gonna do next? Madden Underground. What's next? We got the league's over. What are we gonna do in the meantime? And I told you guys we would be doing tournaments, different style tournaments. So we come up with this thing called the fast money. Fast money, you know what I mean? Everybody like fast money where it don't take a long time to get. It's not long, drawn out. We're going to be doing a series of 16-man tournaments, 16-man or less tournaments, where you can jump in real quick, play a couple games, get out, win it, get you some bread real quick. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing these fast track tournaments where you can just get in, play a few games, win a few games, get the prize pool. It's winner take all. $20 entry. The first one actually be on Monday. We going for now. Anybody can sign up, but it's majority gonna be it's gonna be advertised to the in-house players first. But anybody outside the league or outside the Discord is open to sign up. It'll be posted on the website as well. So if you want to sign up, you can sign up. But
And what is the name of the website?
MaddenUnderground.com. It's actually scrolling across the screen at the bottom of the Twitch for anybody that's not paying attention.
For people who just listening.
Yeah, there are people that just listening. Go to MaddenUnderground.com. This Friday there will be a link there where you can sign up. Sign-ups open on Friday and they close on Sunday. So make sure you don't procrastinate. Brackets will be done and available on Monday morning, and kickoff time will be 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. And we're gonna lock in, man. Get these games going. It's nothing too major, but this is for the guys that just want to make some quick bread, compete for some quick cash, spend a little money to have an opportunity to make a little money, and see where it goes, man. See if we can keep it up, and it's something that remains consistent. It'll probably be something that we carry over into the year, throughout the year, even though we're doing the franchise. So although we're doing the franchise, that day will still be dedicated to the tournament. Throughout the year, so we'll still have that available to the guys that want to compete, or the guys that aren't franchise guys that want to compete, or don't have the time to play in franchise but still want to compete. So, or they're devoting their time to the MCS. So this would be another way to get reps for the MCS too. Once we start, we also be doing some other theme style tournaments. No, we were talking about the 3-on-3. Those tournaments will be taking place on the weekend. So if you got a squad of 3. Make sure you get your squad together. We'll be doing a few exhibition matches and streaming them on the Twitch channel, so you guys can get a feel of what it is and see how fun it actually is. With a few guys playing, I got a few teams. I know JB had a team, Burko had a team, Dime said he had a team, and we got a few other guys that said they had teams as well. So we'll be doing a few exhibition things like that on the weekend in the upcoming weeks leading up to. The information of Madden 23 rolling out. So in the meantime, we'll be doing this to have fun and, keep the competitive juices flowing. And if everybody's welcome to play. The first tournament to be on Xbox, if we have interest on the PS5 side, we can also do it on the PS5 side too. I don't mind, but there'll be real quick tournaments. Don't be expecting us to do 32, 64-man tournaments. Not doing that. We're doing something quick and to the point, so it's not taking up too many people's time, and you guys can get your quick bread and go about your day. Spend it however you may. Madden coming out, you may want to save that money for packs when the game drop or whatever. So, interesting opportunity for you guys that want to compete still. So if you guys are interested, look out for that Madden Underground Friday morning. The link will be available. So that'll be 8 p.m. 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's what 9 to 11 a.m.
11.
Yeah,
11 a.m. Eastern.
So just check there at noon. You might sure you want to get there first because, like I said, we capping it at 16 for this tournament, just to see how it goes. And if we feel like we want to expand it, we may. But as of right now, we're capping it at 16 players, and we'll see what happens. So it'd be $20 entry fee, winner take all, single elimination. It's MUT and it's no escape artist. So that's just that. So anybody interested, feel free to join. It'll be fun. Bring your teams. I know a lot of guys still got teams. They don't know what to do with the cards or the players. There's something you can do with your team if you still got your team available. So, check in, check it out, and we'll see you guys on Friday, for those of you that want to play. Well, moving along. that's our Madden Underground announcement for today. So yeah, Brady got offered a $300 million deal with Fox Sports. So with that being said, how serious is this season to Brady?
It's not serious at all. It's just not.
I think the whole plan was to go to Miami, man, and it just got totally.
Nuked.
Yeah, it got.
Yeah.
They built the team for Brady to come be the quarterback there.
Yeah, they did.
I don't know if you guys seen Tua trying to throw the deep ball to Tyreek and just underthrowing him.
Yeah, I did see. I saw it. I saw it too. And let me tell you, you see what B Guard's doing right now? You see how B Guard is giggling and laughing right now? I did the same thing when I saw it. I was like, oh, Tyreek is gonna regret this. He is going to regret this so bad.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
He is going.
You ain't seen the video.
You need to go watch that video, Philly, if you haven't seen it.
No, I'm saying, y'all talking about
you're a Jets fan. You should love that.
Look. How much did they pay this man? How much did they pay Tyreek? Yeah, how much did he get paid?
Too much.
No such thing as too much.
Definitely no.
You sound like an owner. You sound like an owner. All right,
You got paid like $30 million a year.
That's enough for me.
Hey man, it's gonna be hard to catch a ball when it's underthrown and it's right to a DB.
Okay, so they got to change the offense around. I mean, I disagree with you guys though. I mean, there's no reason for Tom Brady, if he's got this deal with Fox, there's no reason for him to come back and play. I just feel like the way he lost, that left a bad taste in his mouth. And I know that he wouldn't want to go out like that. I've had to see him play against the Jets for many, many years. So I felt like he wasn't ready. And this is just kind of like a backup plan. You know what I'm saying? So that way people don't like, oh, how long are you going to keep playing? Like, nope, one and done. This is it. I got this set up on the side. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got the best of both worlds. He gets to be the starting quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers again. And then as soon as that's over, he gets to go get paid.
Again.
Sportscasting.
I'm actually eager to see Brady sportscasting because if it's anything, I think it's going to be like Romo on steroids. I think it's going to be everything Romo is in it and everything Romo is. So it's in regards to the play calling, the coverage calling, and things like that.
I gotta see it to believe it with Brady because with Romo there seems like he enjoys the game.
Yeah,
where he really enjoys the game and like watching it and calling it, and you can just feel that excitement whenever he has something like that. Even with Peyton Manning, like it's for a different reason. Like everything is like so detailed, and he's like all that stuff. He's like Romo. He's kind of like Romo when he's like about to dissect a play, but even better.
Yeah.
With Brady, we don't know. Now, I have a theory as to why he came back outside of the Dolphins.
Oh, do tell, brother, do tell.
It's simple. The man hates his wife.
Wait, what?
Wow.
He got a Victoria's
Secret
his
wife.
At home, man.
Man, just cut him off the podcast right now.
Listen. He spent a month retired. He spent a month retired. Where do you think he spent that month? At home with his wife and those kids he has. And what happened was the kid got the remote and hit it. He's going to lay down, unwind, watch some TV. Can't find the remote. They called up the Buccaneers. It's like, hey, is it too late? Come back. Hey, I'll come back if you won't have Arians around. Oh, okay, cool. All right. back I am. And then he signed a 10-year deal with Fox. So every Saturday and Sunday, when he has to fly to whatever city he's got to fly to, that's just time away from her. I rest my case. Tom Brady hates his wife.
I do feel a little bad for his son because his son wants to play football. But his dad is like, you know what? I don't care about your little mediocre career. It's gonna be mediocre anyway compared to mine. So, like, I think.
Hey, I'm just gonna make these. I'm gonna make these shoes a little bit bigger for you to fill.
Bigger to fill every week. Like, come on, man. That's dirty. Like, you know, but it is what it is, man. Your dad's Tom Brady. You can't play quarterback. You got to be like a.
Hates his wife. Hates his wife. That's why he wants to play till he's 50.
Big girl, no kids, not even married, just trying to put it all out there.
He would rather get hit by some grown men than stay at home with his wife. Just saying.
No, you're not going to put that rumor out there. Even I draw the line against Tom Brady, even though I never liked his ass when he was playing for the Patriots. Still can't root for him no matter what.
I got no sources. This is totally reckless speculation. Right. But I think like Brett Favre. I had the same thing about Brett Favre. Why do you think he kept retiring and unretiring? Hates his wife. Rather get hit by grown men. Spend time with his wife.
But you didn't say that about Joe. You said that about Tom Brady, and you said that about Brett Favre, but you didn't say
Joke
that about
Joke isn't getting hit by grown men every Sunday.
You don't know that.
That's not a rumor I'm willing to put.
You don't know that.
You don't know that.
You don't know that. Look, the bottom line is the man is going to be paid. Like, think about it. What is the worst thing that could possibly happen to him this season?
Breaks his leg.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
He breaks his leg. Then he goes to the booth early. Goes to the booth early. Hey, Tom, your voice still works.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It's too hard to pass up, man. It's too hard. He's too much of a competitor. It's too hard to pass up.
Tom Brady is leaving the game with all his faculties. His brain is intact. He doesn't have CTE or any signs of it yet. He
hates his wife.
He's still
would rather risk that spend time with his wife.
His appearance is still marketable and appealing to the masses.
Well, he's going to be an ambassador for Fox too, right?
Yeah, that too. So he's going to be.
Well, they have to sign somebody. Like they lost both Aikman and Buck.
Yeah. So I guess whoever.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know how that's gonna turn out. To be honest with you,
with ESPN.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I think it's gonna be a disaster because like if you have the Manning cast on the other channel, which one are you gonna watch?
I'd rather watch the Mannings.
Exactly. That's called setting them up for failure.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. You can never have too much of a good thing, and you know that the Mannings can't call every.
Yeah, but when you're paying somebody $20 million a year to broadcast your games, and then nobody watches you, that's not money well spent.
Look. People. First of all, people are gonna watch Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, right? It's just like Snipes. Snipes has the gold voice, so people gonna follow. They gonna listen. He knows the NFC. You know that. And Manning knows the AFC, but he's got his brother with him. You know what I'm saying? So people find that to be very entertaining. And you can never have too many superstars on your team. So, the talent is there. This is entertainment. This is television. Like, come on, people aren't even looking at the game on that.
Ask the 2003, 2004 Los Angeles Lakers about having too many superstars on one team. How about you ask the 2011, 2012 LA Lakers? How'd that turn out?
Well,
ask this year's LA Lakers. It's too many superstars. Sometimes some people are meant to be role players. That's just how it is. And you're paying two dudes who are probably going to end up being role players like superstars.
I don't know.
In the game of commentary, I think that they'll be okay. I just know that them competing with, I think the older people will watch Aikman and them, and I think the younger people will watch the Manning. Because I can listen to Aikman for so long. When I was a kid,
stinks.
Aikman just sounds boring. He reminds me of Pat Summerall, but like
there's no joy because he's the color commentator. There's no joy in Aikman's voice. It's like he's like the opposite of Romo. Like Aikman might give you some good analysis every now and then, but like it doesn't seem like it's fun for him. It seems like work. With Romo, it seems like it's fun.
I think the thing with Aikman that used to always bother me was he's such a homer. Like when the Cowboys are playing,
they always send him to the Cowboy games.
Yeah, absolutely. And he, they can. It's almost like they can't do any wrong. You know what I mean? When they send him there, and it's just that's not their. That's not an announcer's job. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a homer in the situation. Look, if the team stinks, they stink. Say it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like as much flack as Collinsworth gets, you didn't see him like homering for the Bengals.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't go that far because he
was no Aikman when it came to homerism. Aikman.
Well, he be riding different people every other week. Like he is not my favorite. First of all, I don't like listening to the casters anyway. But I'm just saying he's definitely not somebody I like to listen to. I love listening to John Madden. I always thought John Madden was funny, but I loved it because Madden would break things down and he would explain it from a coaching perspective. Troy Aikman seems to take a lot of these things personally. Like when I hear him talk, he's offended because he's the great Troy Aikman and he has these Super Bowl rings. I'm like, bro, it's a different game. It's a different game. I'm like, bro, it's a different game. You know what I mean? Like you had what? How many Hall of Famers on your team? And you didn't have to worry about free agency and some of these other things and social media. You know what I'm saying? And like you're being super judgmental. Like I love the way the Mannings do it because it's lighthearted, right? It's more relatable.
They don't take themselves as seriously.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly.
But there's two Americas. So, we know, like Brian said, half this way, half that way. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But they still getting paid. They still getting paid.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the next topic. A lot of people were down on Draymond Green for his antics and
what antics?
I guess the flicking off the fans.
Oh.
And,
this is a topic I love.
I'm definitely looking forward to this one.
This is a topic I love.
And I guess on ESPN, JJ Redick had a run-in with Mad Dog. He's one of the guys that he during the broadcast he said that Draymond should just shut up and play basketball.
Pretty much shut up and dribble.
Yeah, basically, he said that without the dribble part. He just shut up and play basketball.
Yeah, it was very coded. It was very coded.
Yeah, and he
was
it very.
We understood what he meant.
Yeah, but in code for the people who aren't smart enough to know that.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have people who could be like, "What are you talking about?" He just wants him to just shut up and play the game. Like that's the code.
Yeah.
Code is for stupid people.
Yeah, and JJ Redick lit him up on live TV. It was actually beautiful and well put together the way that man lit that man up on TV with that apparent statement that he had. But how do you guys feel about the situation and Draymond's outbursts and lashing out at the fans?
I can go. So, I'm a Utah Jazz fan, and we've had multiple instances where fans get out of line and they say some stuff that shouldn't be said to not just an NBA player, but to another person. It shouldn't be said.
Mm-hmm.
And I've floated this idea on Twitter for years. I call it fight a fan.
Fight a fan.
Now, you stole that from Charles Barkley. You stole that from Barkley. Go ahead.
I did not. The minute the Russell Westbrook thing happened here with the fan who's telling him to ice his knees, boy, and that's when I was like, Russ should be able to fight him. It should be some malice in the palace right here.
Is this some malice in the palace?
Yeah, like fight a fan. You get every year one team gets to fight every year. All 32 teams, they can have one of their players go and fight a fan who's being unruly for like Charles Barkley said, for a good 5 minutes and see how it goes. Hey, you might the NBA player can end up losing, and then it's hilarious. But it will calm things. I bet it will calm things down once they see somebody get brutalized because they said the wrong thing to somebody else. So with fans, I hate it when fans are like so unruly. Even with the Chris Paul situation, like where like this what seems like a teenager got physical with Chris Paul's family, like unwanted hugs. That's some weirdo shit. That is weird. Like why in the NBA rules would have, if Chris Paul were to go into the stands and punch that kid, he'd be the one who suffers the consequences, not the kid. Yeah. Then it's a joke that the Mavericks only ban him till 2023. Like the Jazz have banned people for life for far less, and it's just wild to me that there's no real repercussions for fans, like absolutely none. And I'll get to the Mad Dog thing, man. Like I'm so tired of this old guy coming in and just saying whatever he wants. Like I hate what those morning shows have become. They've become this, let's say some ridiculous stuff so we can trend, even though we don't really mean it. Like, I hate Skip Bayless for pioneering that type of hot takeness. I hate it. Like, there's not an ounce of me that believes that Skip Bayless really believes everything he says. Like, not an ounce. And I loved what JJ Redick said to Mad Dog. Like, I've never been a fan of Mad Dog. I think he was Skip Bayless before Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless just kind of took that to another level. But JJ Redick's one of my favorite analysts going right now. Like, super honest, doesn't say anything just to trend or to get some clicks. Like, and that annoys me so much, is you say this ridiculous stuff and just to trend, and you don't really believe it. It's just stupidity to me.
Okay, I'll definitely go, Snipes, and I'm sorry.
You go right there. I'll go last.
What I have to say, I'm gonna need you to soften it up a little bit. All right, because first of all, let's just keep it real. I would love to know what's the worst thing that B-Guard has said, since he's just putting it out there. Second of all, hold on,
no, I'll say it.
No, I don't want to hear what you said on the back.
I don't want to hear.
You want to know what I said to an athlete? I said Greg Monroe I told Greg Monroe he was washed.
Okay, you know what? And I'm not even gonna bring up Greg Monroe from Georgetown. Okay, but
washed.
Clint Oldenburg is waiting on your ass. How about that?
I never mentioned anything about his podcast.
Clint is like, oh, that's how he feel about this? Okay. Hey, B. James, send that boy my way. Because the bottom line is... The bottom line is... You was running your mouth.
Could you imagine Clint Oldenburg and B-Guard squabbing? Would dog walk your ass?
I would do it. I would do it.
I would do that all day.
I would do it. I'd have to get some financial compensation out of it, because he's going to throw me wherever he wants to throw me.
No Jake Paul.
This is that fighter fan thing you just spoke about.
Exactly. And you be the first one. You and Clint Oldenburg, the headliner. Now, I will say this about Mad Dog. You're absolutely right. His comments had no place. And I don't even want to get into politics. But I feel like JJ Redick's response, it was great. It was absolutely great. What I don't like is the fact that Draymond Green, it seems like he's being turned into a villain for whatever reason. And for those of you that remember when they played against the Cavs and LeBron James stepped over him and he swung back without looking at him and they suspended him, right? That cost the Warriors a championship.
Yep.
Just the simple fact of playing basketball, and you all know this was sports. Somebody steps over.
Let me give you some context though why he got suspended. Because in previous series, he hit some people right below the belt, whether it was intentional or not. Like, at some point, you got to do something. Bro,
I don't care. I'm sorry. And you play basketball. We've all played sports.
I've never been nut checked.
Nobody's stepping over me like that. You're not stepping over me like that.
Right, but I don't nut check you. I'm not going to nut check you.
But that's what I said. If you look at the video, he was swinging his arms. He wasn't looking directly to hit LeBron. That's number one. But number two, in the first game against the Grizzlies, okay, the guy goes up, Draymond, commits the foul, grabs his jersey, but tries to catch him. Okay, and they ejected him for that. Like, what? In the second game, he gets hit in the mouth with an elbow. They don't do any review and everything else like that. He's bleeding. You know what I'm saying? And he's flipping people off, right? He's taking on the villain role. But then, you know what I'm saying? You see what happened to Gary Payton, his boy, Gary Payton II. He got laid out, right? The Grizzly boy got suspended.
That was dirtier than what Draymond did.
What?
That was way dirty.
Way dirty.
It was 100% dirty. But, you know, then you start talking about the code, right? People start talking about the code. Jordan Poole, he's going for the ball, you know, makes contact with Ja's knee, and they're like, "Oh, you broke the code." I
don't think.
But they were showing tweets. They were showing tweets of Ja tripping Steph Curry. So I'm just like, look, you have to be consistent. You can't just say that a player has an identity. You know what I'm saying? You have people doing other dirty things that meet the requirements for a flagrant 2 or an ejection.
So, number one, I do agree with you on the Draymond thing, but I feel the Draymond thing was based off reputation. And then with the number 2 with Jordan Poole with the Ja's knee, like you know how vile you have to be to like try to like tear somebody's kneecap off. Like I don't like when people think that's on purpose. I'm like, how do you purposely sprain somebody's MCL?
That I mean, the whole thing with Ja. I know, you know, I'm not going to get off subject at all, but real quick because you're talking about Ja. You know, a lot of these people don't fail to realize he missed 8 or 9 games during the regular season for that same knee. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's not anybody else's fault. It's not Poole's fault that Ja's knee is a little bit suspect. Let's just keep it a buck. I mean, he's a fantastic player. But at the end of the day, he didn't break any code. He didn't do anything wrong in that play. Playoff basketball. What do you expect's going to happen?
And the thing about Ja Morant, like I love watching Ja Morant. I think he's the most exciting player in the NBA. You can't play like that forever. Like
no.
He was eventually going to get hurt playing the way he plays.
Remember Derrick Rose? Derrick Rose? How big he was? You know how he played?
Right. These 2 guys that you're talking about. You're talking
Russell
about
Westbrook?
reputation. What about? Same thing with Russ. You're talking about reputation. Let's be real. This is entertainment, right? This is not wrestling. So whenever you start villainizing, and I'm gonna go there. Whenever you start villainizing people of color athletes, the message is received differently in different parts of the country. So you're going to have people saying, shut up and dribble and shut up and play basketball. When the bottom line is, what's the rule? Did it meet the criteria of the rule? Yes or no, regardless of the talent, regardless of the age, regardless of the youth, and just leave it at that.
And I'll agree with you on that. Like, we villainize Draymond Green way more than he probably should. I like Draymond.
I love Draymond Green. I love Draymond Green.
Like,
I do.
Grayson Allen has been this dirty player forever. And you never hear anything about this dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm surprised he hasn't got popped in the mouth yet by anybody. Because, like, what he did to Alex Caruso.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Was and what he was known for in college.
I promise you.
He's going to try the wrong person.
Grayson Allen, that's what I was just about to say. He is going to get the wrong person one day. It's going to happen. He's going to get the wrong person one day.
I pray it's PJ Tucker or
hell,
Jokic.
No,
see what Jokic did.
Haslam.
See what
Jokic
from
did.
The
Miami. James, Haslam? Is it Haslam? That's the name? James
Haslam.
Udonis.
Yeah, the player coach. Because he ain't got he good now at this point. I'll just say this real quick and then we can move on. But listen, I love what he said, you know, against Mad Dog. It was great. You know what he said against him and everything. I'll tell you like this though. You know what I mean, and kind of going, you know, to the whole Mad Dog situation. There's just some guys to me that shouldn't be on TV.
Yeah.
They just shouldn't be on TV. They should be on radio. You know what I mean? Mad Dog, he should be on radio, not TV. You know, there's so many guys that are so much better than Mad Dog. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? And just to come out with that out of your mouth about somebody. It's utterly ridiculous. That's not fair to Draymond Green. Draymond Green, he has actually been, it's a real talk, regardless on what a lot of people may think, he's actually been a pretty good ambassador to the NBA.
What I'm saying?
He really has. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't think, I think at the end of the day, the same way they talk about, they do this to this player, they do this to that player. When if Mad Dog comes out and he says what he said, why don't everybody stand together and say, okay, you know what, let's go ahead and get this guy off air for X amount of time? You know what I'm saying? Because it was just stupid to say what you said. It was stupid. I don't want to repeat it. It's stupid.
So what I don't like about what Mad Dog said is he's telling pretty much Draymond to shut up and dribble because they were pretty much saying, like, hey, stick to sports, kind of. Like, the stick to sports thing. Nobody's ever told Mad Dog that. Like, that's... Right. Like, I don't understand why we do that to athletes. Like, athletes just can't have an an opinion on something else.
Right.
But everybody else can.
But he don't realize, too... He don't realize, too, though, that Draymond is actually a very intelligent man.
He has a podcast that is really popular.
Right. You know what I'm saying? This man is an intelligent man. You know what I'm saying? You treating him like he's just an athlete. He's not just an athlete. He's good. The day he retires, he's getting hired by somebody.
No, he's already an analyst for TNT.
Yeah, TNT.
He's already that's going to be Chuck's replacement.
Yep.
Well, he could be, but we talked about the double standard. We've talked about privilege in the past, and I remember very clearly seeing Tom Brady act a fool plenty of times on the field. And what do they call him? A leader.
Competitor.
He's a leader. And these are the things when people get sucked into social media or they get sucked into entertainment and they forget this is not real life. Yep. And so you start going up to Chris Paul's family and start acting like you know them like that, and that's not the case. So even if the law for your meet a fan bill passes,
but fight a fan.
It's just
meet a fan, fight a fan.
Well, fight a fan.
They can meet a fan all they want.
Right. I don't want to condone violence. I don't want to condone violence.
I condone it.
Hey, Brian J.
I agree.
Matt Barnes said it best.
Yeah, look, I agree.
Is never the answer. Sometimes it is.
Hey, look. Hey, I agree 100% about that whole fight a fan bit. So, look, somebody need to get beat down one good time. So being understanding. It's got to be understanding here with that.
Let the Dave Chappelle situation be a prime example of let it be just an example, because Dave Chappelle, the guy ran on stage, tackled Dave Chappelle. They gave him the beating of his life.
In the back. They didn't have to show it. They didn't have to show it.
They didn't show it.
His arm was like this.
They gave him the beating of his life. And when Dave Chappelle said he stumped a man out, he never stumped a man out like he did that day. But Dave Chappelle also went back and spoke to this man and didn't press charges, because he wanted to gain understanding as to why the man did this, and maybe they could come to some type of agreement. He was able to help the man because the man wanted help for his grandma, who was going through some type of housing situation. So he ran up there to get the attention of Dave Chappelle and got whooped on,
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it served as a noble cause because he was able to get the help that he needed for his grandma. And he was able to learn the lesson and not to run up on the stage again. So
exactly.
I'm surprised that lesson had to be learned.
No, that lesson needed to be learned because you got this the year and time where you got Will Smith walking up smacking people, fans grabbing moms and all that stuff.
I think Russell Westbrook's not close to one of my favorite players ever, but that dude has more altercations with fans than anybody I've ever seen, and it's like, what are they saying to this dude to make him go nuts?
You got to think about it though. You got to think about it. It's not even because I've gone to several Laker games this year, and I watched the fans' interaction with him.
This was before the Lakers. Before the Lakers.
No, I mean just period. Like Westbrook. What people got to realize is that when people walk with a certain air about themselves, and people don't see you in that light, they don't feel you should walk with that air because of whatever they think you are in particular. They hate you for it. And he's one of those guys that he's confident in his abilities, confident in who he is as a person and things like that. And then when people who aren't as confident in themselves and don't understand how a man could be that way or could be playing like this and still walk around with the confidence that he has off the court.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, like before, like this, like the incident in Utah is the one like that was the most.
But that too. But it's the whole thing is confidence. Like Cam Newton, people hated Cam Newton because the way he wore his hair and the way he handled himself in interviews. It was a confidence. It was a certain arrogance that they felt that he shouldn't have. But he's a millionaire. At the end of the day, I'm a millionaire. I can date practically any woman I want. I see the best of the best women. I could have your wife if I wanted her. You know what I mean? And it's like that's the air that some of these guys walk around with, and dudes hate them for it. There's people that actually hate these guys for that particular reason, and it's not nothing they can do about it because I wouldn't. Why should you dim your light for somebody else who doesn't have the confidence to turn theirs on?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So
right.
I don't think it's nothing that he's doing other than being himself. And sometimes being yourself is people want you to be who they want you to be. You don't have to do that. So, like I said, Russell, I don't have no problem with Russell Westbrook. I don't have no problem with Cam Newton. I have no problem with them, how them dudes handle themselves and carry themselves because they're not doing anything off the court illegal. They're not getting in trouble. They're not doing anything crazy on the court. They go do their job on the court or the field and they go home. And you got people who are taking think that's who they are as a person, and it's kind of weird. Like it's creepy. Like how you gonna you don't know this person, you don't know what they do when they go home or anything. But
I don't know, man. I feel like KG was exactly the dude he portrays on the court.
No. I mean, KG is one of those guys, and there were people who hated KG. But the thing is, if you voice that to KG probably punch you in the mouth. You know what I mean? And the thing it was just but nobody would say that to KG's face. Nobody would say, KG, I hate your guts. You know what I mean? And it's like he probably either laugh at you and say, call you a loser and make you feel worse about your life, or
no. The reason I hate KG is like his trash talk goes like, dude, this is beyond basketball. Like have you ever heard? Yeah, but like, why would you ever say that to somebody else? You ever hear what he said to Tim Duncan on Mother's Day?
Hey, they're like best friends, bro. And you know what?
No, they are not. No, they are not.
Look, I'm saying this. Why are you defending a grown man or even a professional athlete? Like they can speak for themselves. They got attorneys.
Yeah,
they got
okay, but that doesn't mean like why does it have to go there? Like, and then when he said to Charlie Villanueva, like you're a cancer patient. Like that's a line you just don't cross.
Hey, I've heard so much worse.
Yeah.
On the field of battle.
Somebody who has a condition that causes them to lose all their hair.
Look, I've heard so much
worse. Somebody just got slapped on the stage at the Oscars for making a joke like that.
Well,
just saying.
You know what? I think that was a little bit more complicated, but I will say this. Playing basketball, I've heard worse. Playing football, I've heard worse. Running track, I've heard worse. And on this podcast, I've heard worse. I heard what Brian James said about that young man that he was playing in a game. Told him to stand up for himself. Okay, there is no place.
First off,
Here we go.
He used a racial slur before I even got to this point. Let's keep that in mind. He used a racial slur and then had the nerve to tell me he was in a wheelchair. So like you can't use a racial slur and then tell somebody you're in a wheelchair after you use the racial slur. Like no. So I told him sometimes you gotta stand up for yourself. Hey, and sometimes you gotta stand tall in the pocket. And he highly offended. But
hey, if somebody ever said to you, like your wife tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios, what you doing? Because KG did that to Melo.
Maybe she do.
I mean, that doesn't really sound like.
I would just wonder how he knew. Like how do you know? How do you know? Like that's. Like,
you gonna have a conversation about like, how'd you find this out?
That's a question that man needs to have with his wife. Like that, yes, you know what?
Exactly.
Why he saying this?
How does he know you taste like Honey Nut Cheerios? How does he know?
I had to say because you do taste a little bit like Honey Nut Cheerios. I never told this man this. So why is he saying this? How do we know? How does he know this? I need to know this.
Lala's a beautiful woman, and he could have just as easily looked at KG and said, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and then just, got to 3. I mean, he could have easily done that.
Hey,
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Hey,
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
if that's how he capping on the court though, that is A1 capping. That is A1 capping. If you tell a man,
to stand tall in the pocket.
Like when Kobe said to Tony Allen, like he was saying like like Tony Allen's cousin's birthday, like that's A1 capping. Like really getting in your head type stuff.
yeah.
Like how do you know that?
How do you know this? How do you know these type of things? Like, what did you get your wife for your anniversary? And you like, wait, how do you know it's our anniversary today? You're actually on the court and not home with
Like
your wife.
in the Olympics when Kobe was talking trash in Spanish to Luis Scola.
Yeah,
Like that's great.
that's A1 capping. You know, so I can't knock A1 capping. You know what I mean? But
Hey, everybody has their different way that they cap. I mean, hey, look, hey, look, Riley got capped on, and he came back on it. And boom, remember the episode of Boondocks when the white girls beating him in basketball?
what about
And
Al
he had
Horford?
to cap on the white girl. Remember that?
What about Al Horford? Al Horford against Giannis?
Yeah.
But the way KG would have done it, KG would have dunked on him and then said something about his mom or something, about his dead mom.
Hey,
Like he would have went a step too far.
Stand tall in the pocket. You know, get him back, hard foul, win the game. Floor is yours.
I think Al Horford's comeback was he put up 30. Just put up 30. He put up 30 plus or 30 in the game. And got the dunk back on. He got the get back on the dunk.
Guy we just a guy we just talked about, Draymond Green.
Yeah.
When he said to Paul Pierce, when Paul Pierce was capping on the sidelines, like you ain't getting no retirement tour. You thought you was Kobe?
Oh wow. Yeah.
It's a good point.
A1 capping. That's A1 capping.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
They don't love you like that.
Good point.
They don't. But
They
Paul
did.
Pierce is
That
a
was
West
facts.
Coast guy.
That's
Paul Pierce is
facts.
a West Coast guy. He's a legend out here. So you know, I'll
They
give
don't-
him his flowers. But a lot of people feel differently about him. But I like Paul Pierce. I like this game when he was playing.
Yeah.
I just dislike that whole
Thanks, Mike.
Celtics
He was a
team.
Celtic.
I just dislike
He
that
was a
Celtics
Celtic.
team.
I like that
He was
team.
a
That was
Celtic.
I like.
No team has gotten more
Balls.
out of one ring than that team. They won as many rings as the 04 Detroit Pistons.
Hey,
You don't hear nothing about those
team,
guys.
That team was legendary too, man. That team was legendary too.
Yeah, you hear nothing about them. But we can't get away from these 08 Celtics. We can't get away from them. Paul Pierce says something else about LeBron.
But yeah, we
KG gives a mean mug to Ray Allen, which was great.
oh yeah, because he did leave and go with the Heat the next year. So,
Good.
did.
Done that.
Did you see this? Did you see the ceremony with the top 75 players all time when Ray Allen passes KG? KG got his. He like trying to hold back like whatever he want to do.
They cool now.
They cool now, but that was funny as hell to see.
Like brothers. You know what I mean?
yeah, brothers fight, talk trash. You bet.
Exactly.
And KG is definitely cool with Tim Duncan. I saw them together.
They weren't for a long time. I'll say that.
Maybe for a long time, but they actually, whatever it is, they've hashed it out since their playing days are over.
Yeah.
But that's what you expect. If you watch the Magic Johnson documentary, him and Isaiah Thomas used to be super close, and they had a falling out because of the competitiveness of the game. And that's what it is you're a competitor. You can't like a guy you're going to war with. You can't like that guy. You have to lose all love for that guy during the time of battle. You know, because otherwise you're gonna pull punches, and if you pull punches and he doesn't, you lost. You know, so like all love has to be lost during the time of battle, and I think that should be applied to Madden as well. That's why I always beat the crap out of B-Guard when I play him. So
Yo, we have not gone. We have not gone a week, right? We have not gone a week on this show without one time.
I gotta remind B-Guard that
he got to remind them one time. One time he's got to remind him.
So Philly too. I beat the crap out of Philly. Did I play you Snipes? I'm sure if I did.
You dog me. I can't beat you.
I'm just making sure because in this arena, I'm the top dog. I don't know what y'all heard. I've been told, but when it comes to Madden, I'm the best Madden player. So you guys should respect my analysis when it comes down to dealing with certain things in Madden. You know,
you got it.
I'm the best player.
Now, see, this is the perfect segue because Madden 22 is over. So,
okay,
what's next?
Can't wait.
What's next?
I can't wait.
What's next?
Oh man. Oh, man.
What's next?
I've already made up in my mind. I'm taking the Eagles. So go ahead.
Go ahead.
With
Like
every,
that's better.
with every waking move that the Titans make here, because did you know Titans were actually Did you know the Titans were actually trying to trade Derrick Henry on draft
You're
day?
that mad? You're that mad?
No, they were trying to trade Derrick Henry and not AJ Brown.
Where? To where? It matters. That matters. Where they try to trade him.
They didn't say where. They said that they said that several teams received calls to see what they would give up for Derrick Henry.
Damn.
So if that's the
Damn,
case,
you down bad, ain't you?
yeah. So I'm like, if that's the case, that they were trying to trade Derrick Henry to keep AJ Brown, and I'm like, yo, what are we doing here, man? What's going on? What's going on? They were like,
That's
oh well,
news. That's news to me. That is definitely news to me.
They said because they finished the season without him, and they were still in playoff contention, so they could just continue on to carry out that stretch. So I'm like, okay, well, if that's how you feel, they can get another back out the draft, and I doubt that would give you the same production.
That it definitely won't. Yeah, that ain't gonna bring 9 in the box. You know what I mean?
No. So I need them to get it together, but that was definitely something that was circulating around the league. Was Derrick Henry was on the market to be traded, and I definitely didn't like it. To all the Titan fans out there, I recommend you guys send letters to the office, the GM, and let him know that we want him out of there just for that simple thought. You know what I mean?
But 2 letters is not going to do it. You need more than 2 letters.
No, hey, we got lots of Titan fans out there.
You need a strongly worded letter.
No, definitely. So, but I don't know. Say maybe somebody will give them a scare at the office or call in and prank call them or something. Send them 1,000 pizzas. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. Something that's gonna get the point across. But definitely, I was disappointed with that. But in other news, EA is separating from FIFA. We talked about that a while back. But now the details as of to what's coming out, I'm actually thoroughly impressed. I am actually thoroughly impressed. They have come to they've made over 300 licensing agreements with all across the world, all across the soccer universe to make this game better than FIFA. And the game is they're gonna change the name. But kind of like what they're doing with NCAA, where they're changing the NCAA name, is going to call it EA College Football or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I think I'm actually excited about it. I think if they're doing that, the technology's getting better. If you're going to take it to a whole nother level, you got 300 more partnerships in place. That's definitely more than what they had in place the years before. You know. At first we thought it was a sign of something to come, that maybe it's a bad thing for EA. They're losing soccer, but they're not losing soccer. They're actually taking it to another level. So there are going to be more world teams. There are going to be more pro teams. It's going to be crazy. So how do y'all feel about it?
I love it. This will be short and sweet. I told y'all when we first talked about it, I absolutely love it because that means that the NFL should be paying attention. And that means the EA is going to have to step their game up when it comes to making their games. And they're going to have to, if they want to be the moneymaker, you're going to have to show and prove. So I love it. I still do.
I think that they're, I do love it as well, too. And I think that, there's other things that you can add to it as well. But, where they're talking about they made a longer deal with Nike as well. And, you know what I'm saying? They're doing a lot of things that can actually, make you a whole lot more money, obviously, as a company. And I love what they're doing. This is absolutely fantastic. And like Philly said, just the fact that now, those guys over there, the Madden developers and everybody else there, they're really gonna have to start paying attention to detail on what FIFA's doing and how they're actually setting a trend for something like this. This is very impressive. By FIFA and what they're doing. This is great. This should be great. Keyword should be great for the gaming industry. It really should.
Mm-hmm. So, from a gameplay perspective, I don't think it's going to change much. I really don't. I think FIFA could care less how good the game plays or not. I think it all comes down to dollars. And I think EA had all these agreements in place. So they were probably like, look, we want X amount of money, or we want to pay X amount less to license the game from you. If not, we'll just still do this other thing. FIFA couldn't come to agreement with it. They're gonna move on now. FIFA's got. I think they got like a couple other games, and I'll tell you, they don't match what EA puts out.
No.
EA might not put out the greatest. Might not
But
put
it's
out
better
the
than
greatest
everything else
gameplay. It's better than everything else out.
Yeah.
Like by a long shot.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Like this. Like FIFA might not be a good game. At least it's playable. Like these other titles, they're not playable. Trust me. Anybody who's played FIFA, because I used to play a lot of FIFA, and then I played Pro Evolution Soccer. It's not the same. They're on two different levels. Like it's very NBA Live-ish to what to 2K. Like Pro Evolution Soccer is what NBA Live is to 2K.
Okay. So, and I'm actually excited because like I said, this shows that it's just raising the bar for the rest of the titles that EA has. So if you say, okay, that the soccer game is going this route, or the football game is going this particular route, then we need to expand and take Madden to another level, you know. And with that being said, I think this year they're gonna take it to another level. I just got a good feeling about it. And people were saying about the what they heard about the throwing, the new throwing mechanics or whatever, or the new tackling mechanics. I like the direction of that from what I've heard. And if they leaked that, if that was what they leaked or let be leaked, I'm sure it's something else crazier coming out. And I think this is gonna be a year of like a lot of crazy stuff in regards to Madden. Mainly, I hope for crossplay. If that comes,
that's my thing.
Yeah, crossplay would be amazing. I doubt it. I doubt it'll come this year, maybe 24. But I would definitely hope they put crossplay in it.
I feel like we'd have heard about it by now if it's going to happen.
Well, I don't know about that, just because FIFA's testing it now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I feel like Madden's the saying is always Madden's always a year behind FIFA.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, true.
Very true, very true. So we'll see what happens with that, man. I'm hoping for great things with Madden. Madden it's been kind of a whatever year for Madden for me, in my opinion. But you know, I still play the game religiously and things like that. But I would like a better product. You know, I would like a game that was tighter on the defensive side of the ball. I would like to not have to play on the safety to make them manually cover those deep crossers. But yeah, it's you know, it is what it is. But zones are definitely broken this year, and hopefully they fix them. And we'll see what happens. But nonetheless, we'll be back next week for another Madden Underground podcast. We'll have more to say on a plethora of topics. We'll have more of B-Guard ranting about who he wants to fight or who he would like to see fight a fan.
That answer is simple. Russell Westbrook. I would love to see Russell Westbrook fight a fan. All that anger, plays so angry. He plays so angry, and then fans get into him. And I would love see Russ just get a dorky ass kid in the second row just talking all kinds of noise. I would love that.
Beat him up, dog walk him. But
yeah,
and we'll have more Dr. Umar commentary from Philly.
He's so stupid.
That was good. It would have been better if you would have delivered it without laughing first, but you know how you get.
Due to the privilege of the circumstances, there was a lot of privilege involved.
Well, since y'all made me cut my hair, I couldn't do my Dr. Cornell West.
You cut your hair because I kept calling you Arsenio Hall.
No,
don't give me that.
He cut his hair. Whatever Blaze said to him must have really touched his soul that day, because The next day, your hair was cut. Whatever he said that night, we was on the phone. And
He's like, hey, yo, B-Guard be right. You do kind of look like Arsenio Hall.
Don't try to give that man credit. That had
Blaze definitely, whatever Blaze said,
with it.
touched his soul because he would have cut his hair that next day.
Had nothing to do with it. Don't be giving him no credit.
But yeah, we'll definitely be back. Make sure you guys tune in on Monday. We'll be covering the tournament. See who'll be the first winner of the Fast Cash tournament. And if you, like I said again, sign up on Friday morning. Sign-ups to be available. Sign up quick. Like I said, we capping it at 16. So the first 16 guys, to sign up, or however many guys sign up, that's what we'll be capping it at. Brackets will be out Monday morning, and we're going to lock in, and winner take all, man. So make sure you sign up, get it done. And we'll see you guys next week.